Thank y'all very much. Good morning. Thank you all very much and good morning. I know it's been a long but exciting day already. I just want to thank Pedro and looking forward to his leadership. It's an honor to be here with the greatest First Lady in the country, Marty Kemp, this morning. And I'm not going to kid you, the last time I was in this building, and more specifically when I was leaving, or we were after the SEC championship game, I wasn't feeling too good. But after Veronica's prayer this morning, I've been rejuvenated. But I appreciate Speaker Burns and Lieutenant Governor Jones, the members of the General Assembly, the members of the Public Service Commission, our judiciary, our constitutional officers, Mayor Dickens, and many of our great local partners who have kept Georgia the best place for opportunity. I just appreciate being with you all this morning. I want to thank Chris Clark and the Georgia Chamber team. I want to thank Neil for another great year of leadership. And I told Pedro and his wife I wanted to be the first to offer condolences to them for the year ahead. But I know they're going to do a great job, and I've known and worked with Pedro a long time and really looking forward to his leadership at the Chamber. But it is thanks to all these partners and so many that aren't here today throughout our state that we remain the #1 state in the country for business. And we've all been talking about that, but the numbers prove it to be so. We have seen over 171,000 new jobs come to our communities. We brought in over $74.5 billion of investment to the state, and the majority of that going to rural parts of Georgia. We have more people working than ever before. And we have, as Chris mentioned, jobs open for anyone looking for work or a new career. That is a track record everyone in this room should be proud of. But that's where we are today. What everyone in the room should consider is where are we going to be in 5 years, in 10 years, and in generations to come? And then how do we get there? My vision for the future of Georgia is one where all people have opportunity and can succeed, where job creators and innovators choose us over and over because we're the best place to build a business of tomorrow, and where every community in our state benefits from these opportunities. If we want to maintain this incredible position we're in today for another generation, we need to make smart moves right now to secure that future. For too long, business owners and individuals alike have struggled under the weight of sky-high insurance costs. The cost to do business in our state should not be so high that it stalls job creation and impedes growth because of frivolous lawsuits that drive up insurance premiums. In Georgia, we have some of the highest premiums in the country. We can and should do something about that. And I look forward to working with the leadership and members of both chambers and the General Assembly and with you all in the Georgia Chamber on meaningful reforms that will stabilize costs for everyday Georgians, incentivize job creators to bring more opportunity to all parts of our state, and ensure that Georgia is the best place to start, grow, and operate a business. That's why over the past several months, we've brought together representatives from a full range of industries to learn more about those challenges. Following those extensive conversations, my team and I have determined these issues deserve consideration beyond one session. However, we will take the first step this year. Like in every major undertaking our state has tackled in the past, we are going to work on a Georgia-specific solution, one designed to make meaningful reforms in this area over the next several years. I will be introducing legislation this year that reflects my priorities to stabilize the market for insurers, stabilize premiums for Georgia families, and level the playing field in our courtrooms so we can continue to create even more quality, good-paying jobs. We're also working hard to ensure the war on opportunity declared by the Biden administration in Washington does not come to Georgia. Last year, we saw how damaging anti-business actions are for workers and the economy. The largest strikes of 2023 that lasted just 6 weeks cost American economy over $9 billion and 75,000 jobs. The people orchestrating these actions are partisan activists that want nothing more than to see the free market brought to a screeching halt. Businesses, both small and large, go under, and economic growth and opportunity to be dictated by the heavy hand of government, not by you all, the job creators. This anti-job playbook has been blessed by the Biden administration and empowered by a federal government that views businesses as an enemy, not as a vital partner in reigniting the American dream. I want to be clear. In Georgia, we're proud to be a right-to-work state. We're going to continue to stand for free enterprise, job creation, economic growth, and pro-business policies as long as I'm your governor. Because what this administration fails to recognize is that the American dream will always provide our people greater prosperity than the government ever could. My commitment to you is that we will never cower to activists who seek to attack job creators and undermine the countless opportunities they create across our state in communities large and small. We will remain a right-to-work state. In this legislative session, we will take further steps to protect workers and require transparency from unions. My administration will be introducing legislation requiring businesses that utilize state incentives to respect their employees' right and access a secret ballot if some seek to unionize. Georgians have a right to opportunity, and we will defend that right against the big overreaches of big government and big labor. With these new measures added to all those we've already achieved, I have no doubt that Georgia will continue to be the epicenter for historic growth and projects that will impact our state for generations to come. With the help of many in this room, we're making strategic investments in our communities and workers to keep it that way. That includes making sure community-level infrastructure is able to meet the increased demand that comes with unprecedented economic development. That is why my budget proposals that will unveil tomorrow will invest $250 million of new state funds into the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority for local water and sewer projects across the state. These new investments will raise the fund's capacity for new projects to $325 million and the overall portfolio to nearly $750 million. It will also give Georgia a competitive edge in attracting even more job creation to our state, especially in our rural communities. As many of you know, when it comes to attracting new companies to our state or incentivizing the existing businesses to expand, the more the state can do from a water and sewer perspective, the more likely we are to land that project. That means more jobs, more growth, and more opportunity, especially in zip codes that need it the most. Now, if you've been around the metro Atlanta, down I-16 toward Savannah, up I-85 toward Commerce, or been brave enough to get on Georgia 400 northbound in rush hour, you know that Georgia is attracting more people, more business, and more investment. While the incredible win streak we're on benefits Georgians from all walks of life, and it does it in nearly every region of the state, it is also true that there are costs to that success when it comes to the movement of our people and goods across our state. To continue to be the best state to live, work, and raise a family, our transportation infrastructure must not only keep up with demand, but it must look 5, 10, 20 years ahead, both for our hardworking families and businesses here in the Peach State and around the world that rely on us to get their products to the market. That's why my budget recommendation will also include an additional $1.5 billion in state funds that we will allocate to the Georgia Department of Transportation for projects that directly help move commuters and freight. With the funds provided in our amended 2024 budget, these projects will accelerate Georgia DOT's existing project pipeline enabling the agency to work further down the list of priority projects that includes those related to Georgia's two largest economic development projects in state history. This is something that we've spoken to the leadership in the General Assembly and a lot of legislators about, and we're looking forward to working with them on this issue. This funding will also enable us to establish a new program focused on freight infrastructure projects that improve efficiency, safety, and reliability for the transportation of goods. Lastly, $200 million from this pot of money will go to local maintenance and improvement grants, essentially doubling the amount available to local governments for the fiscal year 24 to $418 million. This money will be well spent on local road engineering, construction, paving, and maintenance. And just as Georgia workers deserve to drive on safe, reliable roads, they also deserve to live in the same community where they work. That's why we created the Workforce Housing Fund last year with an initial investment of $35.7 million. I again want to thank the leadership and the members of the General Assembly for their bipartisan support of this issue, and the Department of Community Affairs and Commissioner Nunn for their leadership in standing up this program. This money has already been put to good use, allowing local development and housing authorities across our state to prepare land for housing projects in areas with upcoming economic development projects. To date, over $17 million of this has been awarded to 9 projects. The approved projects so far have been grants for water, sewer, and road construction around single and multifamily housing developments. This year, I'll be proposing an additional $50 million in the amended 24 budget and $6 million in the base funding for fiscal year 25 that will go to this fund, ensuring these type of strategic investments continue. I'm confident that by working together with the members of the General Assembly, we can continue to build on the incredible success we've had bringing jobs, growth, and opportunity to all parts of our state. Just as we need to invest in physical infrastructure in our state to keep up with job growth and human growth, we need to invest in human capital to meet the demands of a growing population. As mentioned earlier, no sector of our economy needs qualified workers more than healthcare. Since 2019, we've invested in more residency slots, incentivized healthcare professionals to stay in Georgia and provide quality care, ensured new mothers in our state are covered, and taken innovative steps to expand access to care, stabilizing costs, and increasing the number of insurers statewide. With that in mind, my budget proposal includes $178 million for the design and construction for a dental school at Georgia Southern University, the first of its kind. This will be the first of its kind in our state since the moon landing in 1969. I'm also proposing $50 million for a medical school at our flagship institution, the University of Georgia. This will go a long way to helping us address the medical workforce gap Georgia has struggled with for years. With these new assets on the way, we will further address the growing need for healthcare professionals in our state and ensure that we are doing everything that we can to address the challenges across the healthcare spectrum, from workforce to cost to access to quality. All of these investments and measures I've shared with you today are strategic, and they are designed to keep Georgia what we made it over the past 5 years by working together. And that is the best state to live, work, and raise our families. Tomorrow, I look forward to sharing even more announcements on how we will build on that success. So I want to thank you for your partnership. I want to thank the Georgia Chamber for the work that they have done with us to create this incredible environment. Our local chambers and economic developers and authorities all across the state that have done the same. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the great state of Georgia. Thank you all very much. Have a great rest of the day.